Deadpool came out in 2006, and at the time there was quite a lot of clamour for, you know, to see an actual good, true portrayal of Deadpool on film. You know, after the travesty that was in X-Men Origins Wolverine, also played by Ryan Reynolds, and as I can remember, I can't remember how long before the film was made or was, you know, greenlit, but some footage leaked onto the internet showing pretty much like a similar scene in the film where he's sat on the freeway and he jumps into a car and he's fighting a lot of guys in the car while they're, you know, chasing him down the motorway, back down the freeway motorway, and a similar scene happens in the actual finished product of the Deadpool movie. But when people saw that footage, people, you know, sat up and took notice and thought, maybe a Deadpool film will work. And that's what happened with the Fox executives. So they finally saw sense after like 10 years of Ryan Reynolds badgering them. Well, not 10 years, I can't remember actually when X-Men Origins came out, but it was a good few years anyway of him constantly going on about, you know, wanting to do a proper Deadpool movie. And I'm really glad that they did, because this is a brilliant film. Ryan Reynolds is absolutely fantastic. It is a pitch perfect performance of the comic book character Deadpool, not whatever that was in X-Men Origins. That was a mutated travesty, you know, monstrous travesty, just called Wade Wilson. But I will go as far to say that in the X-Men Origins movie, the bit with Ryan Reynolds himself is actually quite good in that. So that kind of like proved that he could play Wade Wilson really well. And then in this Deadpool movie, he takes it on to another level. Yeah, I just absolutely loved this movie when it came out. It came out in the UK around Valentine's Day. I think it was a similar release date around in the States. And the marketing for the film was absolutely fantastic. I remember seeing like you got normal Deadpool posters, you know, with this character on it, and then you got like weird like love story type posters. It made it look like a typical Valentine's Day movie, and so that kind of appealed to the female audience, and obviously the Deadpool stuff appealed to the male. But it doesn't primarily appeal to the male. Obviously, that appeals to female audiences as well. But yeah, the cast around Ryan Reynolds is pretty good. TJ Miller as Weasel is really, really funny. I can't remember, how do you pronounce her name? Marina Baccarin, something, who plays Vanessa. She's really great as, you know, the girlfriend to Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. I think Vanessa in the comics I think she's playing Vanessa Carlyle, and I think that's Copycat in the comics. A long-time X-Force, X-Men character. But yeah, you know, the girl who plays Negasonic Teenage Warhead is really good. And yeah, just great characters. The villain is serviceable. He's good, but he's not the greatest villain. He serves the film well for what he is. But I was never really, I never really read Deadpool comics when I was a kid. I was really into X-Men and X-Force and New Mutants and X-Factor and all that, but Deadpool was never really... It was more of an antagonist to X-Force. I never actually read Deadpool's solo series, so I don't actually know much about... Or I didn't actually know, when this film came out, much about Deadpool's, own villains. I knew he had a bit of a beef with Cable at some point and, X-Force, but... Yeah, also, when the film came out, I knew it was going to be a Fox film, but I didn't know how much it was going to be linked to the X-Men films, because the previous Wolverine, the one where it's in Japan, it doesn't really have much of a link to X-Men at all. Just the fact that Wolverine's in it and is a mutant. But yeah, when I actually saw the film, I was really surprised. When it showed the X-Mansion and Colossus was in it, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, who I wasn't overly familiar with in the comics. I don't think she's been in it much, and I think she, the look of her and the powers are different, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, obviously correct me in the comments, which I'm sure you will anyway. But yeah, I was really surprised that Colossus was in it, and I absolutely loved him. He's one of my favourite X-Men, and the depiction of him in this movie is absolutely brilliant. It's the best version on film of Colossus. You know, much better than the version of Colossus what appeared in like X-Men: The Last Stand and X-Men: Days of Future Past. Although I did like that Colossus, but this one is just brilliant. He's also funny, and he's actually Russian, which is great. And there's also, you know, there's running jokes all the way through the movie about them being the only X-Men that are at the expansion and stuff, that are only, you know, the ones that are in the film. And it's like, why is there no more X-Men? But yeah, budget-wise, it had a relatively modest budget and made a hell of a lot of money, and it deserved it. It's a very funny film. The fourth wall breaking works. Ryan Reynolds is brilliant. The supporting cast is great too. You know, Blind Al, Weasel, Vanessa, they're all great. Ajax is a good villain. I do enjoy him. I can't say he's a bad villain. He's a good villain. And I watched it the other day, and I still enjoy the movie. It's still brilliant. I still laugh at it. It's got a great story. And yeah, I can't say much else, you know. And I watched this movie again to make me even more excited for Deadpool 2 and to catch me up on, you know, the first Deadpool. And it obviously I still love this first movie, and it got me even more excited for the second Deadpool. So yeah, you know, retrospectively, it's a brilliant film, and I'm gonna give it a rating of A. Yeah, absolutely love this film. It's one of my favourite X-Men films, and it's one of my favourite superhero films ever. So yeah, what more can I say? It's a brilliant film. Let me know in the comment section, guys. When and where did you first hear about the Deadpool movie? What were your opinions on the X-Men Origins Wade Wilson character? Let me know what you think of this movie. I'm going to do a review of Deadpool 2 soon, so you can leave the comments about that film in that video. Like and share my channel, guys, and remember, stay heroic.